Romancer, wing.
Fun.
All right, adventurers, welcome back to this epic multiversal multi-show crossover event. This is what happens when you leave the Dungeon Master alone for a month, but I guess we'll have to just see how things shake out with the alternate versions of our heroes here on Too Many Mercenaries.
I've
That was
had a
weird.
lot
Did we
of
rename
time
the show? Why is he? Oh,
I don't know. It's weird when we do the crossover. Like, which name do we use?
I don't know.
Do we use both names? Too Many Warlocks and
Mischief?
Mercenaries. Mercs of Warlocks.
Too much mischief. I like that.
Mischief
I
of
like-
Warlocks.
I like Too Many Mischief.
I'll go with
At
that
the
one.
same time, at the Legion of Doom. Like, it's
Meanwhile,
okay.
Back to Too Many Mischiefs.
yeah, no. This episode should just be called Meanwhile.
Yeah, meanwhile, back at the Legion of Doom. All right, so different programming this week. We got the two crossovers. We had a crossover yesterday. We're having another crossover today where we check in with our alternate reality characters. And then we've got our Avalon Society London Fall happening on Thursday nights, presented by Dead Aussie Gamer, presented by, was placed in the Malifaux universe using the Through the Breach system, featuring Guy from How to Be a Good GM, Marie from Orkenspalter TV, Till from London Fog, Janet from World Anvil, and Anthony Vegemite Dangerous from Roll for Damage. Also with your Fate Master, Michael Dead Aussie Gamer. You're going to want to check that out. That is ongoing. Also,
Just so we don't undersell it, Guy's channel is called How to Be a Great GM.
oh, sorry. How to Be a Great GM. My apologies. I've undersold it. Now I feel like a clod. What do we got going up on YouTube this week? Sarah.
It is what's today? Monday. Wednesday is Hero Factory. It's the weird one. I don't want to give too much away. We because it's I don't really know how to quantify it.
What happens when you mix tongues, old 90s pizza mascots?
Yeah.
And the
And
Goblet
Sean.
of Spiders.
Apparently, yeah.
And the Goblet of Spiders.
Yeah, so that's going to be coming out. It's a weird one. Even in editing it, I have to take breaks every once in a while because I'm laughing so hard that I just can't. I just can't.
That's a
So
good sign.
it's going to be a good one.
Excellent. So look out for that. That'll be coming down the pipes. I mean, there's no intro. I just have to dive right into it, don't I?
Yeah,
All right, then.
just do the thing.
Have at her. Welcome. It is Monday night. It is time for checking in with a beaten down, defeated group of Avalon Knights who, in the ruins of the life that they have sought out a new place to start over and perhaps prevent the tragedy that befell them. Starting with Moon's Fury, Gilbetta fucking not. Darius McLaren, War Mechanic. Richard, the Fairy King. Lilith, Queen of the Hells Hellsinger. Keithry, Guard Captain. Redan, just Redan.
He's like Madonna.
Penethan Wright, the Echo of Lore, and Gibu Tomps, Justice's Demise. All right. So when last we left our heroes, the plans had come to fruition. They found a way to go to this other reality that is in perhaps better shape.
What? That's not right.
Apologize for the technical difficulties. Keithry's having some connections issues today, so we'll deal with it as it comes, but I'm gonna keep rolling.
Quick technical question. Do we all know how we did this, or do only certain of us know how this alternate dimension travel worked?
Well, Darius has been the brainchild behind this. So I imagine it's one of those things where Darius starts telling you how he does it, and it's so long and so technical that you just lose it partway through, and your consciousness leaves your body, and you come back an hour later and he's still talking. Like it just doesn't
some of
stop.
us decided to take a nap right then.
To
Yeah.
be fair, there is a lot of math involved.
Yeah, there's a lot of things involved. So, I mean, Darius can certainly decide whether or not the details he's telling you guys is 100% accurate. But I suppose that will remain to be seen. I don't know. Darius might be a shifty guy. We'll see. So
Might?
the long
How
plan,
dare you, sir?
the long plan
My father is a baron.
has come to fruition. And the Avalon Knights were gathered again for the first time in a very long time and transported to this world, having this world's Avalon Knights been transported away and secured safely for their own protection, as you are all certain. And you're positive that they didn't escape, because how could they, really? Couldn't happen. So, you've arrived in this new world, and you've arrived through the Mage Tower. And as you guys walk out to the window in the Mage Tower, just as we stated on the cutscene on yesterday's episode, it's nighttime. It's very quiet. This beautiful, idyllic keep. It looks better than you remember it. It feels like home. And it's the first place to feel like home in a very long time. But one of the first things that you notice is that MT 2.5 was supposed to greet you on the other side. He's not there.
Gilbetta, did you receive any sort of dispatch from MT? He was meant to be here for a bit of an orientation when we arrived.
Did I get anything from?
He told you it was good. You were good to come over, but you guys hadn't heard from him since you've done the transportation. It's odd that he's not here.
No, I haven't received any word.
You do notice that a trail of torches illuminate the trail in the keep, and they lead out from the Mage Tower and to the Crab Shack. The only lights on right now.
Something's amiss.
Indeed.
Suppose someone else is expecting us?
Only one way to find out.
I'm gonna go as we're walking through. Jobetta's gonna put like, I don't know, fuck it, make more of an entrance. She's gonna put out the torches on each side, each step, as we get closer and closer.
All right, just a little. You're gonna do it with like a little puff of water, or are you gonna?
Yeah, just
Okay.
it's just like simultaneously each one, because if you said it's like lined with torches,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's like
Just
a
so-
trail leading.
Just
you
so that it looks like as we come closer, not to get too metaphorical, but like the darkness is coming.
All right.
Just remember, Ray, none of this is ours.
Not yet.
You concerned about their torches?
I'm concerned about the way you are making your approach to this. We are supposed to be here to help. This is helping.
Jobetta just keeps going.
So
I don't think we know what we're doing. And he just keeps walking.
eventually, you guys make it up to the doors of the Crab Shack. The lights are on inside. The smell of freshly cooked food. And as you open the door, Cookie is just bringing out some plates to some tables. The place is empty. Oh, you're finally here. I take it you got my trail. Come on in, have a seat. Best time we have a little meal and a little chat.
Puck, you are a little quiet, just FYI.
Oh, my apologies.
So we haven't. Okay, so because our Cookie is missing, right?
Yeah.
So we haven't seen Cookie. None of us have seen Cookie in a
Since
long
the attack.
time.
I am intrigued. I will accept the invitation.
As you guys walk in, you notice that MT 2.5 is set on a chair in the corner, and his power source has been taken out and set on the bar.
Gilberto shares a glance with Darius and looks from MT
I grin.
to Cookie.
I understand you probably all have a little bit of reservations about this. I assure you nothing's up. Come on, have a seat, have a meal.
Richard is kind of fitting himself very uncomfortably into a small chair, sitting at the table, just looking at everyone else, kind of. We haven't had Cookie's food in a while.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And Gilberto's gonna kind of usher Pin, and I imagine Key3 is probably helping with Pin, also keeping an eye on him,
yeah.
and just sit him down, and then sit down after everybody else has sat down.
Can I do an insight check on Cookie?
You sure can. This is Dungeons and Dragons. You can do all of the Dungeons and Dragons you want, sir.
Hmm. All right, I clicked it. In theory, that means it should come through.
Okay, well,
It did.
there it is. All right. It's Cookie. Like, you don't know what else to think about it.
I don't feel like threatened.
No, he's as warm and friendly as ever. It's Cookie.
And so, yeah, as Gilberta's like helping me down, there's definitely just a whisper of, he knows something, but I think he's okay.
And Gilberto will say, Cookie always did.
He always did.
Now, you'll have to excuse me. I understand I may have caused some trouble to your robot friend, but you understand, he wasn't our MT1. And after I figured out what he was doing, I had to give him a little time out.
How did you discover that he was not your MT1?
Well, when you build a friend, you get to know him pretty well. I just wanted to set you all down here and have a little meal. Everyone else has been sent off to bed. They're all warm in their different places as residents, and no one's the wiser to what you got going on here. I wanted to talk to you first.
Oh, yes, William.
I kick my feet up on the table, look over at the bar. Is there anybody behind the bar?
Nobody.
You mind if I out myself?
Oh, absolutely. You may have a drink if you want. But all I ask is that you listen to what I have to say. Now, I know you're not from here. I don't know where you come from, but I can tell you've been through hell. It's written on your faces. The first thing I want to say is I'm sorry I let you down. Whatever version of me you had there, he failed you. And it breaks my heart to see my family like this.
But says that version of you has been gone for quite some time. We don't know where.
Well, somebody ought to get him to give his head a shake. But I'm sorry to say that I've got more. I don't know why you've come, and I don't know why you saw fit to take the other friends away. But I'll warn you this. Anything you got planned, the universe, all universes, they got a way of correcting themselves. So you're going to want to tread carefully on whatever you got going on here.
The others are safe. They're in holding.
Oh, I'm certain that they are. Because if they weren't safe, you wouldn't have come here. Please ignore my cat.
I told everybody to go to bed.
I think
Go
I'm
to
the
bed, damn
furthest. I think I'm going to presume that I'm the furthest away from Cookie.
Oh, yeah. Now-
Is Key3 present?
Oh, yeah, you're here.
I have no idea what's going on.
I said that you were helping Penn get settled and feel comfortable.
Autopilot, you guys arrived at the academy. There was a trail of torches that led to the crab shack. It's at night. No one else is around. And Cookie has set you guys down for a meal, and he's having a chat with you. He says, now, again, I don't know why you come here. I don't know what you have planned. But I can tell you for certain, when your business is done, you best be heading home. You get what you need out of this place, and you go home. Now, I ain't gonna fight you on it. I don't have the heart to fight my family, not again. So this is the last meal I'm gonna cook here for a little while. Tommy hasn't been back since the last mission, and I think it's best I go check up on him. So I'm gonna leave you to it. No one else is wise to what you got going on here.
All right, answer that question.
But I'm leaving you with two things. Number one, finish what you got to do and go home. Number two, I know you know better than to harm a head that lives in this place. Because I do not envy any being that does such a thing. For all matter of hell come down on them. And I got one more thing. Enjoy the meal. And have my deepest sympathies for that Cookie that let you down.
Can I ask for one more thing, Cookie?
What is it?
Can I have a hug? It's been a long time. I miss you.
Of course, Radan.
I'll get up and give him a hug. And then I'm going to walk over to the bar with Guy and just, under my breath, say we need to talk.
You're going to have to do it in passing because I'm heading towards him with a drink. It's been a while, old man. Will you have a drink with me?
Let's spend a night and pretend nothing's going on. I'll have a drink with you. But in the morning,
I use message to send him, I'm on your side. And I hand him the drink again.
All right. Any drink?
After I passed...
Oh, go ahead.
After I passed by Guy and said we need to talk, I'd just like to hit the bar, get a glass of wine, and bring it over to Lilith, and then another one to Key3.
Darius will stand. Well, thank you for your hospitality. I didn't know the other you as well as these others, but there is someone I'd like to speak with. So you do have my word that once my goals are accomplished, I will be happy to leave. But for the moment, I hope you can excuse me.
Of course. But wait until the morning. Let everyone sleep. You can help yourself to Rolda's room. I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
So gear strips keeping day hours these days?
I may have gotten Whistle Whip to give him some of his special reserve to ensure he slept for the night. A captain's got to take special care of his crew sometimes.
Fair enough. And yeah, I'll go have a seat at the bar and just sit by myself, having a beer,
so
thinking some things out.
Lilith is standing near the door and is somewhat fidgety. She's
All right.
constantly staring at the stairs where Spoonie could be, and she can't. She glances at Cookie every now and then, but she can't look him in the eye.
Ooh. The meal that you guys are being served is a thick stew, big pieces of carrots, potatoes, bits of turnip in there as well, along with large chunks of beef. Kind of a classic Cookie staple. And the drinks flow, and for all of you that wish to partake, a meal is enjoyed.
Belle doesn't eat.
And
Yeah.
does anybody else want to have any conversations before the night ends?
Jobetta's just staying close to Penn and Key 3.
I do have one
Those-
question.
We're actually going to bed, but I am going to go to Radan's room at some point.
All right.
Richard is going to eat whatever anyone else isn't eating because he's bigger now. He needs the calories.
Of course.
The grown boy.
Are we already like in costume of the other versions of?
I mean, if those are the clothes you guys wore when you came over, absolutely. You could have your guises on.
I do have one question. The local version of myself, is he still away?
A sly smile creeps across Cookie's face. He arrived yesterday morning. He's asleep in the workshop.
Certainly a complication.
Jobetta's just looking at Darius.
He is trying so hard to repress a smile.
Going
You fucked up, D. You fucked up. And as the night draws to a close, and those of you who are having meals finish your meals, Cookie packs up a bag, and as he's walking out, he picks up the power source and slides it back into MT 2.5.
I'm standing relatively by the door because it's super awkward to be in Cookie's Crab Shack at the moment. So I'm gonna kind of make an assumption that he's walking out the door, or is he going to his room? He's walking out the door.
He's walking out the door.
So if he passes by us, or when he passes Lilith, still not looking at him, but she's gonna be looking down the floor and quietly say, "I'm sorry."
Cookie puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, "It was me that failed you. What you do with it afterwards, make that your apology." Then
Lilith stands still, looking down.
Cookie walks out, leaving you guys with his crab shack and the Avalon Knights Academy. I hear you.
The cat stayed.
Yeah, the cat stayed. To unleash the most mournful cries.
I'm gonna say Jobetta at least would be wearing Prime an outfit mimicking Prime Jobetta's, because I did also say that other Gilbetta, I got this one's clothes, so it would make sense that she left that outfit.
For sure.
So,
Absolutely.
Do we have access to our patrons here and our magics?
You do. Your magics are contained within you now because of what you did.
That's what I was wondering. Well, I was just wondering if they came with us across the transcontinental divide.
They did because they are within you.
Once Cookie's out of earshot, Lilith's going to kind of finish the sentence with the "I'm sorry," and once he's out, she's going to say like, "How about Cherry?"
All right.
Yeah, kind of as the night, because Gilbetta at least is not ready for the, like, she needs a minute before she goes to Gilbetta's room, because she has an inkling that Sharp's probably there, that Sharp might be there. And so she's gonna go up to Darius and pull him to the side and say, what should we deal with?
No worries. I had a contingency planned for this. Question. How many siblings do I have?
Pin.
And Pen's just been like looking around like at everyone individually,
my
like
point,
back
though.
and forth.
No one else knows either.
Oh, do we not know? Because if anyone knows, it would be me, but I don't know.
Penn probably knows, but the point is, like, okay, I'm his brother, 2 years older.
Gotcha.
Done. He'll go along. He'll be too curious not to.
It's fine. And, you know, your father did used to be an adventurer. So.
Yes, a quite prosperous one.
Good. Does anyone else need assistance with anything for the night?
And there is like a jarring, like that sudden pushback of a chair and hands on a table. And there's just like, Mr. Gilbert, I need to speak with you about the river real quick. And he's just looking around and then he backs out of the room.
Gilbert will follow.
And as you get out there, he's like standing next to the river and you see him like drawing a circle on the ground and like murmuring. And as soon as you're like within that area, he's going to cast Mordecai's Private Sanctum. So no one can see, hear anything. So this is just a conversation inside. And as soon as like that drops, it's like he gets way more calm and he's just like,
hey,
things are different here.
But
it's not the same. I don't even know if I'll be the same now that it's going to get fixed. Everything's going to go back to normal. We're going to see our patrons. Maybe they could sieve me back out again. I can be one person instead of three. And like he just points back towards the crab shack. None of them. I won't be the same after this. I don't even know who they are now. I trust Key 3, but I don't. And you and I don't.
Okay, hold on. And Gilbetta's just gonna like sit him down and go through. I imagine that Key 3 has taught Gilbetta some breathing exercises to do with Penn, or she's paid enough attention to like, and so she's just gonna do whatever they usually do to calm Penn down, so that he can like focus and think.
I don't think you're safe. And I don't know if I'll be the same person after I get separated again. And you've always been a friend, so I feel like I need to warn you. I know everything. I know how they all feel. I don't know how I know, but I do.
All of them?
All of them.
Did that happen as soon as we crossed into this reality?
I always knew, but it's cloudy. I only get moments of I don't know. And he takes a deep breath. Quickly. I can fix everything. We have to fix the spell plague. If we can fix the spell plague back home, I can bring everyone back. I can bring everyone back. Everyone. And then we don't have to stay here. And we don't have to hurt anyone. And you don't have to get hurt. And they won't. And he just stops. They're loose. Oh, God, they're loose. And she just looks at you, like, with wide eyes. The marbles. They're loose again. And he just, like, bends down and starts picking up rocks.
Gilberta will help him pick up rocks. I guess.
And yeah, he's just picking up rocks.
And she says, I knew that this was a potential issue coming here, but yes, if we can lift the death curse, we can fix so much. We still need to protect this place, though.
You know what? What's a death curse? And why are these marbles all over the place?
The marbles were loose. And, you know, the death curse, that the reason we can't bring anyone back.
Oh my God, you could bring people back, can't you? You must be a necromancer. Oh my God. How did I not know all this time? Oh wait, no, I'm the next. No, Geet. No,
it's you. It's you.
Was am I?
Yes.
No, I
You're
would
the-
never.
you're the
That's
big-
not.
You're
that
the
doesn't-
big brain necromancer.
That doesn't
guy.
sound like me. Wow. Huh. And then he just breaks down
Is this
crying.
a common thing that happens?
Oh yeah, like he's just
Okay.
constantly like flipping between versions
Okay.
of pen, right? So it's
Okay, good. I just want to make
Pen
sure this wasn't a
normal.
new thing for Gilberta,
Oh, yeah.
this Gilberta to experience.
Oh yeah, this
That-
is normal for pen.
Okay,
And then he's
cool.
just sobbing after that. Like not on the ground, but he's just like crying.
All right.
So that happens.
Yep.
This goes on for some time, and eventually Pen's Sanctum spell dissipates. And while you're kind of taking care of him and trying to get him back into the crab shack, the river, the Deseret River that you're out nearby, the figure of old Hydra, the being that rests within your trident,
This bitch.
spreads out across the river. And begins to speak to you.
Yes.
There is another trident here. It's close.
I don't. Like, with just the one, you already tempt me to drown everyone. What?
You will need both if you want to be powerful enough to keep her.
Here's the thing, is that if we can lift the death curse, we can solve all those problems, and both of us can have her.
Perhaps. Think about it.
Okay, bye. And Gilberta just walks away from the river.
Why are you talking to water? Are you crazy? And he's just catching up.
It's the old Hydra. You know, the one in the trident.
It's okay.
She likes to drown people.
It's okay. He's just
Yeah.
like, it's fine. It's okay.
Gilberta's like, yeah, apparently a lot of marbles are loose.
So, does anybody else want to have any interactions before bed?
I would like to walk towards Lilith and just say, I'm still hungry. Do you want to go to the kitchen?
Sure. And I will follow suit.
All right.
Make weird conversation and be like, so, it's been a while.
It's been a long time. When was the last time you had fresh vegetables?
It's a good question. I don't know what's served in the Nine Hells. Man.
Not a lot. It's mostly meats.
Meat. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not a lot of greengrocers, you know, in the Nine Hells. There's not a lot of,
But all of the meat is well done and covered in steak sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
Been having a lot of protein, so it's been a while.
Well, why don't we raid the kitchen in a respectful manner, obviously, and have some vegetables and awkward small talk. And I walk towards the kitchen again.
We'll follow, but she'll just be like, I don't know if I have the appetite.
For conversation or food?
Food.
That's a heavy sigh. What's going on? It's been too long.
Just questioning a lot of things. I feel like every decision I've made have been wrong. So maybe the last time you seen me, I'm not as confident. Actually, maybe I never was. Don't matter.
Things are different. That's what happens when you get older. You don't know what you're doing, how you're proceeding. Sometimes the faces we wear in front of other people, they're the real ones, they're fake ones. But you have the power to be who you want to be.
She scoffs, thinking that she doesn't really have a choice with her situation. And she's going to try to steer the conversation and reverse it back to Redan and be like, how about you? What have you been up to?
Go on patrol with Key 3. She doesn't need my help. She's a demon. Like, not a literal demon, obviously, but she fights like one. It's crazy. And I'll recount the story of how she just eviscerated this
giant.
This hill giant in like 6 seconds.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Lilith will probably let Redan do most of the talking, which I guess is unusual. I don't know if Redan's talkative and the Ultra Redan's talkative. So trying not to think she's going to be listening to Redan.
All right.
And the stories that he's sharing.
And I'm just trying to keep the talk light and be in your presence.
All right.
While cooking a meal. So yeah, that's me.
All right. Redan can cook.
Hell yeah!
I guess we'll find out. Okay.
Oh, skill check.
Does anybody else want to do any interactions before?
In the interest of not being spotted before I've had a chance to talk to other Darius, I think I'm going to go with MT and stay in the Mage Tower for the night.
Of course.
And talk to MT a little bit about if he did. Has anyone else noticed that you're not your correct self here?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. All right.
My apologies. It would appear that Cookie got the drop on me.
Yes. I'm concerned that if he had some way of knowing that you were switched, perhaps he knows of the people that have disappeared from this and other universes, and perhaps others do as well.
If he does know, he's given no indication.
Has there been any talk about people disappearing and being forgotten?
Not from him, although the other teams were discussing it before we removed them from this reality.
All right. A minor complication. And I am not going to go back and tell anybody else about that.
All right.
I do want to find Redan before, after his meeting with Lilith when he comes back out and when, like I said, when we're all heading off to bed.
Oh, of course.
Can I stop for Dad for one question before I
Oh,
do that?
sure.
I just I had him first, Gee. Kidding.
All yours.
I guess I'm gonna I'll ask for Dan a question like, what do you think the odds are of you still having the disguise hat in your quarters? Mars.
I have no way to understand. I have no way to guess that. We can always look, though.
Anna basically like looks back at her wings and looks back down. She's like, okay, now you can have him.
Thank you.
Just Redan standing there biting his tongue, trying to not make a cheeky comment, but like,
yeah.
If I find it, I will give it to you.
All right. So, Guy, are you going to talk to Redan?
Yeah, as soon as I realize that there's nobody here but Cookie, I drop the whole disguise crap and I'm in the black and red. From that point on, it's just drinking during the night, and then at the end of it, go and find Redan. Mon ami, may I have a word? You asked earlier. What is your take on this? Eh?
Can you be more specific?
I will say instead I am a lot less worried than I was just a few hours ago. Cookie knows what is going on, and he has said that none here shall come to harm. I am afraid, mon ami, that some of them are not here for the reasons they say they are here. They say they are here to protect, but some of them, I think they are here to take. Eh?
I feel something's not right. I don't know what. But when we were having our meeting before we left, something just feels off. I don't understand why we would come here to help, but take the others away.
Exactly. You don't do that if you are to help, eh? We just replace. We don't help at all, eh?
It doesn't feel right.
No, it does not, eh? But Cookie does know, eh? And I trust Cookie. This one, the other one, all of them. I trust them, eh? He said no one here shall come to harm, eh? Make sure you harm no one here, because I would not want that madman and that crazy cleaver coming after me, eh?
I have no intention of harming anyone. This isn't my place. I don't.
Agreed, yes.
I don't want to interact with
ours,
anything.
Eh? I know, we ruined ours, eh? Now they're coming here. What is the expectation?
I don't know. There's a lot of hubris involved. Why do we think we can do better here?
These are not even their people, eh? They say, I am love this person, I am love that person. The person they love was dead 2 years. The person they are here, they already have someone they love, eh? The one of us that is here, the one that deserves that love, eh?
Have you told anyone else about this?
I have spoken to Lilith a little bit, but not so much, because I think she also, for no meaning, no harm at all, eh? I think her heart lead her to a place where she is willing to do things that I don't think she has thought through, eh?
Something feels off with Lilith too. She feels different, and I would love to understand why. That's a different topic, but we shouldn't talk about other people. I feel like we should just watch.
We watch, eh?
I'll stay with Key 3, and I love her. I will keep her safe. I'll go wherever I need to, but I'm watching a lot more intensely than I would have.
I know you will, eh? That is why I came to you. There is never a question of what Redan will do. Any Redan anywhere, I am sure I know him, eh? He will do the right thing, right?
I'm going to come in for a hug. That makes me feel good.
Bam, you bet.
What
Just
happened
giving
to
away hugs.
what happened to Lilith? Don't overshare. Is she okay?
She has made a promise she regrets. You are not the only one trying to help her.
I'm glad you went with her.
We will fix this, mon ami. I don't even know what it is that's broken, but we will fix it,
Thank you for talking with me. I appreciate this.
I feel even better than I did 2 hours ago. I owe you a drink, mon ami. And head for the door.
Maybe when we finish this.
Indeed, You drink the wine,
Very seldomly.
I got the bottle, got so much dust on it, I can't even read the label. We bust it open after this,
Deal.
And yeah, big smile on my face out the door, off to Guy's room.
I'm gonna spend as much of the night possible wandering the grounds, just taking it in, breathing the air.
Absolutely.
Hey.
I'm gonna come back to that.
Guy is going to do. He's going to go just one sentence. I'm going in my room, or Guy's room, pulling the curtain aside and doing a stand up to that wall.
Oh.
In full alt Guy red and black.
All right. Anyone else?
No.
Anything before we head off into night?
Lilith's gonna sleep on the roof. Actually, when she enters the room, she feels so guilty because the thing in her mind when she opens the room to Lilith, she's gonna be like, she's gonna fucking kill me.
Okay. Well,
I know me, and I'm gonna be mad.
I know me. I'm gonna be pissed if I hang out in my room.
No, because I put her because she's in prison, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Okay, you go hang out on the roof.
I'm hanging on the roof.
I'm going to sleep on the stoop of my patron's doorstep. I'm going to go into the ethereal and start to go there, and then probably have a little bit of a breakdown. We can fast forward through that, and then I'm just going to curl up with my staff and sleep right on next to the front door.
All right, then.
Key 3 will probably sneakily follow behind Penn, just keeping an eye on him, like
Just
within
keep a
eyesight, but
close
giving
eye
him
on
a
him.
little space.
All right.
Richard would like to go to his old room,
Mm-hmm.
which is now no longer the green pasture it used to be.
Yeah.
He's going to go over to one of the floorboards, rip it open, and pull out a black, twisted, gnarled wooden arm from the ground.
All right. Very well.
Yeah, you'd still have this. Hello.
The arm has been retrieved. So, a couple things happen when people go to their rooms or don't go to their rooms.
Yeah, Gilbetta knows enough that she knows that it would be not out of the usual if she trances by the river the whole night.
Is that where she's going to go?
Yeah.
All right. Trance by the river the whole night. And the trance is not super restful. Part of the reason that you haven't spent that much time around water in your world is that old Hydra prods at you constantly.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's not ready to go into that room, and
yeah,
this is the other most likely place that the other Gilbetta would be. So
that's fair. So the other things that happen, where was I? Oh yeah, number 1, Lilith. A familiar imp in imp form appears on the rooftop where you're resting. Miss Lilith, you're back, and your form seems to have progressed. Good for you.
As soon as I see him, I'm gonna cry and just go and hug him.
Oh, this is normal then for they're there.
And she's just gonna say, "I missed you."
Oh, well, I missed you too.
Laughing to herself because it's just like, he doesn't know what the fuck I'm saying. Like, he doesn't get it.
And like after you've hugged him for a bit, he goes, "Oh, what do you have on you?"
Something that needs answers.
Well, luckily you have a friend who traffics in answers.
Lucky me. And I will show him the thing.
Perfect. I could find all kinds of answers with this. What do you need to know?
What is this? Is it like a weapon?
No. Miss Lilith, this is the answer we've been looking for.
Answer to what?
To your contract.
And Lilith just realizes that, oh, that's still a thing here.
Yeah. I can use this.
How?
Oh, this is a powerful item. I could use this to annul any contract in the Nine Hells.
Pisdock, I need to warn you. Be careful what you do with this thing.
Hey, don't worry about me. They haven't caught me yet.
Can I insight Pisdog and try to see how he's looking at the thing?
Of course. You may play Dungeons and Dragons as much as you like.
Oh boy, this Lilith is also not very insightful. That's perfect. I was kind of hoping for a turn, just like, how are you doing this time, Lilith? Nope. All right.
Okay, I like where your head's at. let's see where the dice land.
15.
What?
I got a 15.
You got a 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Didn't show up in the feed.
Did it not pop up?
All right, well, that's okay.
Oh,
I'll take your word for a 15.
Yay.
So with a 15 and how he's looking at it, he is delighted to see this. Gleeful even.
Does it seem like he has like ulterior motives with it? Or
Ulterior motives to what?
like, I guess when he says for your contract, like, did he mean it?
You do get the impression that he could use this to annul any contract.
All right, then I will continue the conversation and be like, this is from the King of Nine Hells.
That's what makes it so powerful.
You don't seem surprised. How did you know?
Of course I recognize its energy. The Devil King has a very specific signature.
Well then. I need to have some time to think,
Of course.
if that's okay.
Simple. Take all the time you need, but if you entrust it to me, I can have that contract gone within 24 hours.
Yeah. And Lilith, in her mind, she's thinking, that's great for the other Lilith. And she's thinking to herself, like, but then what happens to me is what she's thinking. So Lilith is quiet and just kind of takes in Pizdog's company and just, I guess, ask him questions like, so where have you been? And things like that.
I've just been working hard on trying to get rid of that contract of yours. It's been a real struggle. I think I might be getting close, but what you have there, it would solve everything. How did you come across this?
Quiet.
It's okay. You don't have to tell me. Sometimes friends have to keep secrets from each other to protect them. I'm learning a lot about friendship.
And she's just going to go towards the Pizdog and just lean her head, like, against him and just try to take in the company.
All right. And he sits out there with you and
Lilith
keeps you
is
company for the night.
Yeah, Lilith is a bit of a stalemate in her mind at the moment.
Oh, of course. That's fine.
You put me in a situation. Oh, God, this situation sucks.
Okay. Now then, Redan, while you patrol the grounds, you come across an orc practicing some hand-to-hand combat moves on a rock.
Looks like you're rocking out.
Excuse me. I like to train at night when I will not be disturbed. My apologies. I did not know anyone was around.
No need to apologize. I respect your dedication.
Thank you.
Why train at night, though?
When I train during the day, occasionally the breaker of chains will come visit me, and things get awkward. I can be more focused at night when I can be by myself.
I respect that. I know exactly what you mean. She's distracting.
Yes. I do not understand where she acquired this power, but I hope she will use it to help liberate our people.
She freed you.
Yes.
Interesting.
Has she not told you of this? I had assumed you were her teammate.
Long story. I'm not from around here. I'm not the person you think I am, but that's all fine. Don't worry about it.
I come from a faraway land as well. Things are much better here.
How many did she only free you?
No, she spent all of her gold and purchased many of our number.
That's very admirable. How many?
I want to say 12.
I think we agreed on 20?
Okay, sure, 20. Let's say 20.
I'll go check the one shot. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll say 20. I know there's a 2 in there somewhere. Damn this dyslexia. All right.
I remembered 20, so
Okay. So she 20 of our number. She spent all of her gold.
And you're training to go back?
I am training because it is what I know. I am trained in the old ways. The elders taught me in the mining pits. It's in secret. And I wish to keep the tradition alive. I do not know when I will come to battle. But if people come for the chain breaker, then I will defend her.
And I wish you the greatest luck in doing so. Keep her safe.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to walk the rest of the grounds, but keeping an eye out for Lilith. I feel like this would be information she would like to have.
Of course. Funny thing happens. You don't actually see Lilith on the roof. Why could that be? Who knows? Key 3. You're watching Penn for the night in the ethereal realm on the stoop of his patron. And you hear a voice like the crackling of flame behind you. What did you do?
What I had to do?
You are not the one with whom I made my pact.
Nope. She's somewhere safe.
And the figure, and it's so contrary to how you remember meeting with your patron, because your patron would always coalesce into a semi-familiar form. But in this case, it just appears as this like blazing fire, and it moves around you inquisitively, studying you.
That tickles.
You have been through much.
Yeah, forged in fire, my grandpa said.
Yes. I don't know how much I can help you. What has been done may not be able to be undone.
Well, maybe you can help me help the other me?
Perhaps. If my embers still exist within you, the flame can be rekindled. Take heart, young tea leaf. Candles won't shine brightly until they're burned. And then it kind of fades away.
Okay.
And Penn sleeps. All right. So everyone rests at their various accommodations at the Avalon Knights Academy, sort of. Some are pestered by imp devils. Some are approached by their old pact gods and ancient deities. Others are pestered by training orcs, but everybody gets various amounts of sleep throughout the night.
I believe the term you're looking for is rivals in love.
Well, look, I'm not making any assumptions.
I want to drown everybody. Go away.
Just maybe it would be really cool if you dual wielded 2 tridents. I mean, think about how badass that would look.
It would be cool, but the character art would be cool,
people.
but like I'm saying, like, go.
I mean, there's half a water deep you haven't drowned yet.
You'd have twice the water power.
I think it's only a third. I think
Yeah.
2/3 is underwater.
Yeah, it's like the lower portions, everything by
Yeah.
the water. So that goes on. You guys rest up.
If possible, I would like to be sleeping downstairs in the crab shack and nice and early start making breakfast for everyone.
Oh, of course.
I get a
But-
great night's sleep. I don't know about the rest of these. I don't know what the hell guilt they're carrying. I get a great night's sleep.
You
And
feel
on the
better
way,
than ever.
on the way out of the door in the morning, I use Nistel's magic aura to make it appear that the door has a necrotic ward on it.
Well,
It doesn't really, but it looks like it does.
funny that you mentioned morning. Because as morning comes to this place, the ground shakes again more violently and more vigorously than it had when you first arrived. And this awakens everyone.
If a giant tree comes out of the ground, I swear to God.
We're going to take a break right there. We're going to take a little bit of an earlier break. Because we're going to have some more stuff to get on to.
We'll be back in 15.
Hello, and welcome back to Mercenaries of Mischief crossover event with alternate reality characters. When last we left our heroes, everyone had a good talking to with our good friend Cookie. Cookie dropped some science for a little bit. And then, well, he had a nice meal with everybody and he left you all to your devices. And everybody had their own whatever passes for a night's sleep, depending on what you've got going on. And when the morning comes, you're all greeted with the shaking of the earth. And eventually it subsides. But once it does, I'm sad to say that the hard-prepared breakfast by Redan is interrupted by a commotion in the main area of the keep. As Ogbog and Wormspit burst into the crab shack and say, "We need help. That earthquake collapsed some of the tunnels. Some of our people are still trapped inside."
Richard is going to kind of run out and past everyone to a point, and very quickly in a "who the hell is that guy" sort of way, towards the tunnels and just start kind of growing a root system around to try and build the earth up.
All right. So Richard runs off and starts reinforcing the earth with his roots. Sound behind him is, "When did Richard get back?"
Oh yeah. I don't
So
think I
maybe
even look
she's
like
not
Richard at
Alan?
this point anymore.
Like people around here only know one tree guy. All right, that's
Right? If there's a tree guy, it's Richard.
So he's like, nah, it's the other guy. It's Alan.
that other dude. That's a tree.
No, my name
Well, I mean,
is
yeah,
Steve.
I mean, there's a difference between half tree guy and like treant, right? I mean,
Yeah. But I mean,
That's what I
come
mean.
on. That's so. That's what Richard's doing. Anybody else?
I mean, I'm by the river, so I don't know about that.
Oh, you can hear it.
Oh,
He's shouting for help.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, Key 3 will grab Pen and rush back to the prime material.
Yeah, I suppose you guys don't hear the commotion, but you definitely see, because in the prime material you see like the spectral images of everybody milling about
And
and
there's
the panic going on.
definitely like some like no, but and like I'm reaching back towards the door as I get pulled away.
Yeah, we'll come back, but gotta make sure everybody's okay.
Darius
Okay.
will go to the top of the mage tower and keep an eye out for Darius.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to take the time to get armored up. I'm in no rush to walk out this door.
All right. You get armored up. Redan?
If I have my gear with me, I'm going out. If I don't, I'm getting my gear first. And I'm
Okay.
watching people more than anything else. I'm helping, but it's I'm using this to observe who's doing what and who's actually helping.
All right. So let me paint the scene. So you know how the keep is built. If you take a look at your fancy dancy map, there is a number of tunnel systems in the living areas behind the workshop, the blacksmith, and the training hall that exist over there. There's a pile of dust coming up of the two closest tunnels, and there are just crowds of goblins and orcs and kobolds working. They've kind of formed this chain gang, pulling debris out and setting it off to the side and just desperately digging to get everybody loose. Richard has come up and he's putting his roots in and attempting to kind of like reinforce the earth with his root system in there. In the fray, you have William, you have Melissa, you have Wendell with this bizarre digging apparatus working away at the earth and inspecting the digging apparatus and helping whenever something mechanically goes wrong with it is Otherworld Darius, assisting Wendell with that. Whistlewhip is part of the chain gang, and Bart Jr. is part of the chain gang as well. Where do you guys
Gang,
wish
are
to-
they in prison?
Well, okay, like gang, just like moving earth. I don't know what you call it, but it's like,
I will take the little cartridge off my belt and press the button to call up Chadwick.
All right.
And I will write a note to other Darius that just says, I need you in the mage tower right now. You'll want to see this.
all right. So that's put out there. Oh, and I will say that Spoonie is playing some music, refreshing everybody as things go. How does everybody else want to help?
Okay, so just to get an idea of the, so it's the tunnels have collapsed, like in, or is it like we're inside the tunnels and everything is just so that I can have an idea? of, like,
Well, you guys are currently outside the tunnels. The tunnel network is actually quite extensive underneath the keep nowadays because there are so many of these creatures that prefer to reside in the dark.
mhm.
So you know where the two openings are, and people are moving debris out of the openings. You
Okay.
can kind of squeak past them to get inside, but the collapse is deep inside.
Okay. So I am going to I'm gonna tell everyone to get back, like clear from the opening,
All right.
and then I'm going to wild shape into something small enough that can crawl through to where it's not collapsed,
Okay.
and then turn around and yell at them to get back, like way back, and then cast Thunder Wave to clear as
To,
much
like,
of it as I
blast the
can in
earth out
one
of it.
go. Yeah,
All right.
to get the debris out of the way.
I would say that is 100% something that you can do. So while you employ that tactic, what about your teammates? So what is everybody else doing?
Is she do? Are there multiple tunnels that are collapsed? Is it just
There
that
appears to
one?
be two sections that are close to that people are pulling debris out of that you can see.
Yeah, Key 3 will go and try and help like pull debris, and maybe if there's like a space she can get to try and like, since she's small, get in and like see who's stuck in there.
Oh, absolutely. You're able to rather nimbly move through the crowd and make your way through the tunnel to the area that is collapsed and assist everybody in removing debris and trying to find survivors. Are there any particular skills or tactics that you employ, or are you just using grit?
I'll just with awakened mind try and like reach out to whoever's in the tunnel. Just say, "We're coming. Are you okay?"
All right, so you're using awakened mind to scan for survivors. Anyone else?
I would like to
you next.
use. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna be because I'm in a panic anyway. But I followed Key 3, and I'm just gonna be like, time for this. If they need help, and I'm just looking for like particularly large stones, like the ones that would not be able to be moved by like most of the regular people. And I'm going to be casting Levitate with the Staff of Power.
Okay then.
And just getting those out of there.
So you're levitating the stones out of the way. Richard, what are you doing?
I'd like to grow what is an actual grapevine through the tunnels to see if I can find any more information about who's where and everything like that.
So just like using your root network to just kind of feel out for survivors and find people and direct people?
Yeah, so I can hear it through the grapevine.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Anyone else?
Eventually, I come out of the crab shack. I'm going up the guard tower, and then I want to end up on the wall here above the collapse. And I'm looking outside. I want to see if anything is happening outside the keep in this area as well, or whether it's just here.
All right. You keeping a lookout? Go ahead and roll some perception for me.
Yuck.
All right.
Not
cool.
very perceptive either time. Yeah.
You've rolled better numbers, but we'll go with that.
Yep. You can add those together and they'd still suck. So.
Oh, yeah. They're good.
But that's what I'm doing. I'm looking outside trying to see if it's more widespread than in here.
Redan, do you have anything to provide?
Just part of the bucket brigade, and again, watching my supposed teammates for what they're doing, seeing who's contributing.
All right.
And Lil said in chat that she's moving debris.
Okay, perfect. She can still hear us. She's just her having an issue. All right. So all these things go on. You all work together. There's a big burst of the earth, and Gilbetta ferries out a couple people. And Gilbetta, one of the people you're actually ferrying out is Grayscale, the young kobold that had taken quite a shine to you. And she's very, very grateful to see you. And just like emphatically thanking you. And it does give you pause because you do remember Grayscale dying in the attack.
Gilbetta's just gonna kind of, is she like injured?
She seems more or less okay, and she's eager to get to work healing anyone who is injured in this.
Gilbetta's just gonna kind of, as a way to kill two birds with one stone, as she's carrying her out, she's gonna cover her head, like move her and cover her head like she's covering her from falling debris, but mostly just so that she can't see, like she isn't looking at her.
All right then.
Just like, nope, can't. And
nope, can't do this right now.
Can't, and just does that.
All right. So that's happening. Key 3, you're managing to make good headway. I mean, you've never been a stranger to grunt work, so this kind of thing, you're just moving through, helping bring people up. Pen is floating rocks around you, and you're like, that's great, Pen, just like moving them to the side. You can't just
Pen's putting them back. He keeps like putting them back, and then
just over there in a pile.
It's just rocks floating everywhere now. He like gets distracted occasionally trying to organize them, right? And Guy, you are keeping watch for anything. Unfortunately, you don't see anything additional happening. And Richard, while you're using your grapevine route network and you're directing people, you do see running through the fray young William, with the young green dragon perched on his shoulder, moving about the fray, and they occasionally glance over at you with inquisitive looks.
There's going to be kind of a branch that grows up towards what my face is. And where lips would be, just kind of goes and grows back, recedes back into a shoulder.
Halem does like a head tilt, and there's other things to worry about, so everybody goes about their business. Eventually, Ogbog in the Bucket Brigade makes his way over next to Radan, and he says, "What'd you do with your mace?"
That's not me.
Oh. Well, I like the axes. They're pretty neat.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
You'll have to let me try them out sometime.
I don't know about that.
Ah. And eventually, Darius McLaren, this world's Darius McLaren, while you are supervising the Dig-O-Matic Killamajig, patent pending, Chadwick comes over. Chadwick's had some modifications. This is not your Chadwick.
Wait, am I playing both?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
We're doing this.
Right.
His payback, baby. Okay.
You thought you could get by with it by sending Rolda somewhere. You wouldn't have to play multiple characters.
Chadwick comes over to you, Darius.
Chadwick, have you been modified? And I guess I'll find the note. And who is this? And I look over. I see my Chadwick over there, who's digging.
You must be careful, young Darius. Ensure that the hydraulics don't make it close to the sparkomatics.
Yes, of course, Mr. Gearstrip. I need to. I'm going to get some grease.
Yes, more grease.
Yes.
Good lad. Go get it then.
Confused. I guess I'll go to the mage tower.
All right. Darius toddles off to the mage tower. Lilith, as you're helping dig, Spoonie is coming by, inspiring everybody, playing on his complete lute and singing. And I imagine it's quite difficult. It's like, good work, Lil.
Happy Sean looks.
Nice to see you digging out.
Who said what?
He just pat you on the back. I'll keep you to your work. We gotta have a drink later. You haven't been buying forever.
Oh, you're Spoonie right now. Got it.
It's Spoonie.
It's Spoonie! All right. Yeah. Lilith nods. Shocked. She wasn't mentally ready this morning. It's just a shocker.
Oh, absolutely.
And just focus on moving rocks. And I don't know, like any big boulders that are in the way, I'll try to, if it's successful on how Jabetta's doing it, I'll replicate that. Apparently I have that too.
So you plagiarized Jabetta's idea.
No, we're working together as a team.
No, it's good. Sorry, I'm sowing seeds of discord. as I am wont to do.
Speaking of Discord, follow us.
Ha ha! So eventually, through everyone's combined efforts, there are no casualties. Everyone is saved. There are a few injuries. Whatever healers are available are tending to it right away. But thanks to everyone's efforts, you all help and make sure that no one is seriously injured or killed. And the residents of the keep are cheering for you guys. They're thanking you for saving them all. And it becomes this surreal moment for all of you because you didn't save them. You failed them last time, but you didn't this time. And up in the Mage Tower, engineer mates engineer.
So yeah, I guess contemporary Darius Prime.
He's Prime.
He's probably gonna go in and assume it's from MT. MT, is something wrong? Hello? And then out from the shadows. Hello. What are you... Doppelgangers! Doppelgangers! No! Stop! Let me explain. I'm not a doppelganger. When you were 6, your brother hit you in the leg with a wrench. That's how you got this scar. And I'll show him a scar on my leg, just like on the back of the calf. Are you a time traveler? Of sorts. But it's more complicated than that. Sit down. I don't think they both have a seat. He probably leads them out over to the war room so they can make sure they're not being monitored. Are you familiar with the I know you're familiar with the concept. This is strange. I wasn't expecting to have to talk to you this quickly, but you're familiar with the concept of multiple parallel universes. Oh yes, it's quite an interesting field of study, theoretical largely, of course, but there's something... Yeah. But look, it's very real. And in some universes, some versions of you have taken part in unlocking the secrets. No way. So you're a different parallel? How is your stuff so much cooler than mine? Look, we can talk about the technology later, but for now, I need to know that you believe me. And I need to have your trust. Because I'm not the only one who came through. Some of those people out there, they're different. They're a different world's version of them. And they're here to take things from you. Just like they took them from me. They took the alternate versions of themselves. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do. They have a story. You can't trust them. How do I know you're not lying? What did they take from... How would they have taken everything? Look. They're left to their own devices. They're going to cost thousands of lives. They're going to cost you Do you know Philip? I've heard Redan mention a man named Philip. Well, I knew him. They took him from me. Their carelessness. And they're going to cost you a lot more if we don't stop them. The only person you can trust is yourself. Well, here you are, asking you to trust yourself. And I think there's a bit more explanation,
Right.
just to kind of bring him up to speed. But I'd say at the end of it, he agrees to claim this is one of his brothers, Marcus.
All right, then. Marcus McLaren. Oh, get ready for more of that, everybody. Okay.
In honor, yeah, maybe I'll plan it better. I seriously thought you were gonna play. Okay.
Oh no, I was gonna. I deliberately threw you to the fire.
Thanks. And I think when we get out there, alternate Darius will give a nod to Jobetta, like taken care of.
Cool. Now, Redan, because you were specifically watching for this, I need you to make a perception check to see if you noticed this.
Roger that. Yeah. It's a 10.
That's a 10. It was hard to follow in the mayhem. You lost sight of Darius for a bit, but then he was back.
All right.
Not enough to really think much of anything of it. So this goes off, and once everything has died down, you're all celebrated as heroes. These are your
I'm
friends.
just going to ignore all of them. These walls are like 30 feet high, right? You said the keep
Yeah.
walls?
Yeah.
Okay. I jump down, take the damage, put my hands on myself, heal the damage, walk through the injured, just dropping heals left and right all the way through it, out the other end and down this hole. I want to investigate what the hell happened.
All right. So you head
Now,
down.
there's
to
a thing that I just noticed on my sheet, though.
What's that?
Apparently, Alt Gi is less intelligent than regular Gi. The stats actually lower, and he's not proficient in investigation. So can we just add +3
Yeah,
to what
sure.
I actually rolled?
We'll just figure it.
There should be +4, and it's only +1. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll go with the +4. Let's give an investigation.
So
All right.
it's 18, not 15.
I'm gonna tell you more about that in just a minute.
Yep.
So the rest of you guys, everybody's celebrating. It is suggested that there should be a feast to celebrate that nobody was injured in this accident.
Maybe we can postpone that feast until we figure out what caused the earthquake. Don't want to be middle of the feast and big quake.
Jobetta is just wordlessly back down in the tunnels, trying to figure out what it was. What happened?
Wormspit is going over calculations on his clipboard. He says it's logical to assume that it was caused by the earthquake. It was quite violent, and we do not experience that kind of thing around here. Perhaps there are worms tunneling in the area.
Has this been recent? These quakes?
The first one happened last night.
There was another one before then?
No. I've only recorded the first tremor last night, and then the other one this morning, which led to the collapse.
Who is hearing this?
He's just talking out loud to whoever's around.
Alt Darius looks at Prime Darius like, see?
I was walking away, but then as I heard this, that one, like, it's like that scholar pulled me back just a little bit. It's like, oh, it's information I need to know. Okay, cool, fun. And then yeah, I'll stick around for that part. But I'm like, I keep looking back at the mage tower, like I'm waiting for a moment to leave.
Did today feel more violent than the first one?
Well, according to my reading equipment, it was definitely more violent than the first one. I would calculate the first one as perhaps a severity 2. This one jumped all the way up to 4.
Keep tabs.
How far apart were they?
Well, the last one was in the middle of the night. I am sad to admit, Miss Gilberta, I was quite tired and did not log the correct time. But we all know when the second one happened this morning.
Yes, like Lilith said, just keep tracking it.
Oh, of course. Geology is a passion of mine. I look forward to documenting it further.
Is there any chance I know, like, how long we've been here in between that interval? Like, that I would have... I don't know. Is there any chance I would know how many hours it's been?
Yeah. Look, a part of you knows for sure.
Oh,
do I need to
You knows.
Yeah.
do I need to like roll to figure that out?
Part of you knows absolutely. I want you to do a wisdom save. And if you succeed the wisdom save, you notice something about it.
All right.
And if you do not succeed the wisdom save, you notice that there are a number of very colorful birds here. You notice there are a number of very colorful birds here.
Can I choose to succeed?
Not on these ones.
Oh, all right.
Because these ones are specific to the results of something that happened to you.
Oh, gotcha.
And not something that was done to you by someone else. So,
Got it.
that is all unfolding. Guy, you're investigating the tunnels. You want so badly to find some form of wrongdoing or something, because it would feel better to know where an enemy is. But you cannot find it.
What I was actually trying to figure out is if we did this.
You didn't. You can't find any evidence of any person that was responsible for this. It seems that the shaking was just so much that it just collapsed it.
Yeah.
And Gilberta, you find the same thing in your investigation in the tunnels, unless perhaps you were looking for something else.
I feel like I would have been kind of half investigating, half hiding.
Just keeping away from everyone.
Yeah.
All right. I only imagine that the orders for Wormspit, like a head pops up a little bit, says some things, and then goes back into the tunnel.
Yeah, like there's kind of a bit of like, I know that not a lot of people are probably going to feel safe down here at the moment, so I know that there's not going to be a lot of people down here for a little while.
I
Fair
feel
enough.
like we need to get a cautionary tape in that area and be like, no one enters.
Nobody into this is danger town.
Collapsed tunnel signs.
If I can, while everyone's been talking and Worms has been saying stuff, I don't imagine I've taken my arms out of the ground for the root systems.
All right.
So I'm just kind of reinforcing the beams that are there.
Just trying to ensure more collapses don't happen.
Can I go around and cast mending on everywhere that...
Oh, sure. You can mend both broken sections. Any
so that Richard
beams,
doesn't
you can
have to
mend them.
just...
Like, stay there?
Stay there forever.
Hey, I'm sure you can
All right,
leave the
buddy,
roots behind.
you're here now. This is where you are.
His tree disguise is perfect. You can just be like, oh, this was
Like,
here all along.
There was an earthquake, a tree grew. I don't know. It was some weird stuff.
Yes, no. I was always here.
Yeah.
Quick, roll for intimidation.
But yeah, I'm gonna go around if I can and cast mending, kind of along, just enough so that it's structurally sound.
Absolutely.
I'll get the crowd away and take them off somewhere.
Everybody dispersed. People go off to like organize a party to celebrate that nobody was injured. The crowd is quite insistent that such a thing be done.
I'm already going to put the assumption that we're the problem. Lilith's been having
it's us. It's us.
Totally us.
Yeah, no, I just want to know how much time it's been because we need a clock to go on. And that's definitely as soon as no one's giving out any more information.
It's happening like every 12 hours.
Right?
We don't know. We only got 2 so far.
I have the keen mind feat, so... Oh no, that's Aldredin. Never mind.
Different stuff. Even proficiencies. My proficiencies are all different.
I'm
It's
not gonna
weird.
bother paying attention to what I'm proficient in and I'm not, because apparently my sheet isn't completely...
I've got to make a whole new Richard. I'm working on it. I've got to go to Hero Factory.
So I'm just saying, a 19 intelligence seems wrong for Richard.
Yeah, well, also infused with space spirits. Shh. Okay, so
yeah, Penn definitely, as soon as no one's giving out new information, there's just like an accusatory finger that goes around the circle, and it's like, you know why this is happening, and then he's going to run off into the mage tower back to the ethereal. Like, it's like a sprint. Like, at this point, he's like, information, go home.
Okay, you run off into the ethereal. Does anybody else have anything they want to do in the aftermath of this terrible accident?
Does Key3 follow Penn? Because if not, I am.
Yeah, she'd before running off after Penn, just be like, we can't stay here, and just run after Penn.
I'm heading to the forest because I can hide better there.
Alt Darius does not know Marcus McLaren. Never met Gearstrip, only knows him by reputation, and so is very, very eager to go introduce himself.
Lilith will go run to Spinny.
Digging at my curtain.
Darius, you changed your clothes. I have an eye for fashion as well.
You must be the infamous Wendell Gearstrip. Please allow me to introduce myself. Darius is my brother, and I point over to Darius Prime.
I thought my spectacles were malfunctioning again. There are 2 of you.
Well,
That's
yes.
a relief.
Of our many siblings, we're the only 2 that share 2 parents, if you can believe it. It is a pleasure to meet you, though, sir. Marcus McLaren.
Good to meet you. I'm afraid I'm all full up on apprentices at the moment. Darius, do me a favor. Is that green dragon real?
The green dragon?
Yes.
The small one, Talim?
Yes.
Yes, Talim has been here for a bit, Master Gearstrip.
I can stop adjusting my goggles. That is such a relief.
Yes. I'm actually not interested in becoming an intern. I would actually be interested in comparing notes. I've learned a few things that may not have made it out to this edge of the country, and I will kind of like pull out my sort of master blaster thing. Some things that may interest a man of your reputation.
Aha! Excellent. Let's make way to the laboratory. Everyone is safe now. We can begin our mad science.
Yes. Very well. Does he always talk like this? Yeah, pretty much. All right.
Quickly, McLaren's, to the laboratory! And he's still riding the Digomatic Killamajig. And he's just like...
I will... Marcus McLaren will step up onto his Chadwick's back, and his feet kind of like clip in like snowboard bindings.
Yeah.
And he'll run off, just showing off.
Nice. There'd be a little bit of showing off for the 2 different McLarens to each other. Exciting. I love it.
I come back out of the cave, finding nothing. You said they're trying to have a party for us?
Oh yeah, everybody's getting a party ready.
Yeah, it's over by the crab shack? I'm assuming that's where all the food
in
and
the
drink
main
is, right?
area, actually, because
Okay.
it's become the main area of the keep's become kind of a commons area now for everyone.
Then right in the middle of that, I cast Guardian of Faith.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't print the thing, so I will read what it does. A large spectral guardian appears and hovers for the duration, which is 8 hours.
All right.
The guardian occupies that space and is indistinct except as a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol of my deity.
All right.
My deity happens to be the Avalon Knights Academy.
Very well.
So that shield sits in the middle of this keep and rotates, protecting everyone near it for the next 8 hours. Anyone with any ill will towards me in particular that gets within 10 feet of it will take radiant damage.
Very well.
But I'm just lighting up the party. This is just the party piece.
It's lit. It's lit. It's off the chain, brah. All right. Does anybody else want to do anything in the aftermath of this?
I am looking for Lilith.
Oh, okay, let's do that.
Okay, sure.
You stop me when I'm heading over to Spoony.
Ooh, Lilith, can I borrow you for a second?
Right now?
Yeah, it's like 1 minute. I'll talk fast.
She's looking. Okay.
Do you need to go somewhere? Can we walk and talk?
I just wanted to see Spoony again.
Go see Spoonie. Talk to me when you're done. Find me.
Are you sure?
Yes.
If it's quick, I mean, I can...
No, go see Spoonie. This can wait. Are you comfortable seeing him alone?
Yes.
That was a big pause. I'll be close. Not overhearing, but I'll be close. He loves you. He will listen. He's a good person. And I back away.
Before you back away, Lilith will say, the time away, I kind of forgot how sweet you can be.
I am blushing and I'm turning around as fast as possible.
An orc peeks out of a tunnel and just watches.
Glaring.
Just like just taking it all in.
Oh, you're having fun with this.
Go have fun. You go check out Spoonie.
I gotta check out Spoony because he wanted to talk.
Spoonie's like, you done good, Lil.
Hey, Spoony.
Hey. I see your wings are grown in.
You don't find them troubling?
Not at all. I figured it was bound to happen. Maybe it's a sign. You're finally spreading your wings.
Gosh, I missed you. And I go in and bend down and give him a really tight hug.
Well, you ain't been in the field that long. He's kind of patting you on the back.
Oh, this time it feels like forever.
Road life is hard. That's why I took up the singing gig.
It's good therapy.
Sure is. And the drinks can't be beat. Come on now, dry these tears. What is this all about?
Take those tears away. I feel like it's been forever since I last cried too. Oh, like a girl does that thing. Like, I don't want to ruin my makeup.
Come on, Lil. Come on into the Crab Shack. Let's have a drink and talk about your travels. We haven't cracked open a bottle of wine in forever.
Yeah, let's do that. Spoony,
Yeah.
I never got a chance to say this, but I do love you for everything that you've done for me.
Oh, come on, Lil.
Just know how much I care for you.
Aw. You know I'm not good at this kind of thing, but I love you too, Lil. You're always going to be that little girl I rescued.
Yeah. Maybe.
Now, come on. If you make me cry out here, the bugbears are going to make fun of me.
Okay. I follow.
All right. He takes you inside. Does anybody else have any other interactions they wish to engage in while everybody is mulling about?
I want to get some clarification on something. So Alt Darius is aware that there's some version of Philip in some state of being in this.
He's just heard the name.
No,
He doesn't.
Darius.
Oh, alternate. Yeah, alternate Darius knows that. Well, he doesn't know what exactly the result of the explosions were. He assumes that Philip is just dead throughout.
Oh, I thought alternate Darius had intel that there was some version of Philip.
As far as he knows, Philip has been erased from all realities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that changes things.
Okay, sorry. My apologies.
Sorry for that.
And yeah, other than that, Guy is hanging out near the Guardian of Faith all night. So yeah, if anybody has active ill will against him, they take it's a dex save or they take 20 radiant.
All right.
So I guess that has to be an honor thing amongst all the other players if you got within 20 feet of me. So and you have ill will. It's up to you to tell me. I can't know.
You're acting paranoid right now, Guy.
That's what Guy is. I don't know if you wrote this character sheet, right?
No,
I mean, you know what it says on there.
No, this is cool. Angels appear out of the sky and are instantly struck with your spell. No, okay.
Yeah, they're struck too. Damn straight. Yeah.
So, Pen, you went to the astral.
Yeah.
And Key 3, you chased him. All right. You're both in the astral plane.
I mean, unless she stops me, like I'm full on sprinting toward my patron's place.
All right. You go inside this time, and it's just a book on a pedestal. The library and everything's there, but it takes no physical form. It takes no humanoid form.
Does part of me know why?
You think it's because you do not have a pact with this being, and you think that the form that it took was for your benefit.
Got you. So yeah, I'll shut the door, and I will approach the main tome, and I'll just kind of look at it, and there'll be a sudden shift, and I'll just be like, it's like looking in a mirror. Hello, brother. Other individual similar to me.
What did you do? The voice echoes out throat.
I didn't. He didn't have. He made a choice at our mutual downfall. We are now an amalgam of the Tome Keeper and ourselves.
You chose your Tome Keeper poorly, Archivist. And now you must sleep in the bed you've made.
You would watch we suffer for one mistake, trying to save the others.
For one mistake. You have lost your way so far. You are not speaking in facts, Archivist. For it is not one mistake that has led you to this place. It is never one mistake, and you know this.
I did not have the resources that you have been given. It was a different situation. I had no choice in the matter. He had a spell, a ritual, it was different.
My Tomekeeper had access to the same spell. I chose my Tomekeeper well.
Well, I know where your Tomekeeper is, and he is no longer on this plane. So I suggest you do what you can to help us, or I will ensure he doesn't return.
This is a surprise from everybody.
Oh my god, those facial expressions were wonderful to watch on live, and then the delay.
You seek to threaten me, brother.
No, we wouldn't do that. It's not. There are no other options. If you cannot separate us, which I know you have the means to do, then we will be stuck like this, and we will only wreak havoc. There is no form we can take that will give us peace.
There cannot be two archivists. Were I to separate you, the strain on this world would be even greater. Are you so disconnected from the consequences of your actions that you do not understand this?
I am bound by his emotions.
Then you will learn to strengthen them. As I did.
I will find another way. And for every tear that he has shed, there will be blood from here. Mark my words. And then he will turn and leave.
You underestimated the other half, brother.
We're all one now. And then, yeah, just a door slam.
All right. Key 3, while he's in there. Right? Just like, who the fuck is this guy? Key 3, while you're in there, something that you recall from being in the ethereal plane, it has been quite some time, is that normally you are surrounded by the dead members of the academy. The ethereal here is unusually vacant.
That's oh shoot. Trying to remember his name. The butler guy. What's his name? Oh no. What's his name?
Well,
Does this Key 3 know him?
I'm sure that she does know him. I want to say, no, it's not William.
It's not
Walter.
William. I keep wanting to say Walter.
Walter.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, she'll just look around and be like, Walter? Walter, are you here?
Walter is not here, but that's only because he's at the manor house in Waterdeep. But nobody else is here. And as you look to the sky, calling out names, you notice something else. Enormous, broken humanoid forms floating through the sky in the ethereal plane.
Do they seem to notice me?
No. They look like they're dead. But they're huge. Each one looks like it could support a city. And there are several of them floating out in this place.
Have I heard any stories that might sound familiar about huge figures?
Excellent question. I think that calls for a history check.
Oh no, this one's not proficient in history.
Oh dear. She's forgotten too much. The stories from Grandpa are too far away.
Trying to roll. Come on. There we go.
Ooh.
Yep.
Nope, those stories are too far away. And I mean, it's super unsettling.
I'm just gonna like knock at the door to
And eventually an angry pen toddles out of the place, quite distressed.
The big floating dead.
Do I see anything?
You do.
That doesn't look right.
All actions have consequences, and there's a flare of his whatever this is. We still haven't determined because it's not a poncho, but whatever. There's a flare of the cloak, and he starts writing symbols on the ground in a big circle. And Keithry, you know what they are because it's the same thing we used to ingest our patrons the first time.
Hey, buddy, what are you doing?
Oh God, no! I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm doing what has to be done. He has the information, but he won't give it to me, so I will take it.
No, that's not. But that's gonna screw over the other you.
I'll bring him too. We'll all be one.
No, Keithry's just gonna go behind and like just kind of following Ben, like scratching out as he's.
And there's just this look of like betrayal, just like
We can figure out another way. There's always another way.
I am so tired of thinking of other ways. And then there's like a wave and it just falls and he just is like, I'm so tired.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
He won't help me. And you can see like behind his eye, there's like a purple behind his eye now, which you've only seen in his tome.
We're gonna fix this, okay?
There's no fixing it at this point.
Well, maybe we just, learn how to make this okay.
And yeah, he's just silent, just sobbing.
Keithry's just gonna put an arm like through his arm and just be like, why don't we go find some of the others and get you like some breakfast?
And yeah, like he is despondent. He will go with you, but there are no words anymore.
Okay. Yeah, Keithry's gonna kind of gently lead him back to the other plane.
Okay. Wow, that was some heavy shit. Well played. Kudos to everyone around. So, as these things unfold and as the day progresses, Jabetta,
Yeah.
Wormspit, eventually tracks you down and says, Miss Jabetta, a letter came for you from the Waterdeep office.
Of course, and she'll reach her hand out for it.
She hands it over to you. It's from Sharp. It's a long string of fawning pleasantries and pet names.
Uh-huh.
And it says that, I had to go take care of some business in Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
But I am hanging out at the Knights Waterdeep office, and I've met a woman here. Her name is Leanna, and she says that she is Lilith's sister. I'm entertaining her at the mansion, but maybe you want to come meet us here and bring Lilith, and we can have a talk.
Okay.
And that's what the letter says.
Lilith. I'm so bad. It's just walking around going, Lilith. She's just going, Lilith.
Like a despondent cat.
Lilith. And hopefully, I don't know where she is.
Where Spoonie was taking, we were getting wine.
Crab Shack.
We went to the Crab Shack.
Well, I imagine Gilberta, she doesn't go in the Crab Shack, but she's walking around. She walks by it at some point, like, Lilith.
You see, like, Gilberta walk past the window.
Lilith.
I'm also outside of the Crab Shack. And I'm like, she's in there with Spoonie. Shouldn't bother. Don't bother her right now. She's having a moment. No, stop.
Gilberta blows past Redan.
I try to stop you.
How?
I'm standing in front of the door.
All right. I'm gonna put a pin in that and say that you two are struggling against each other.
I was gonna cast Hold Person.
It's okay. I'm just gonna put a little pin in it.
I was gonna do the whole grapple and hold your mouth again.
Lilith.
This seems familiar with Jabetta and Redan.
We like to fight. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. While you're holding Jabetta off from getting inside, a gentleman walks up and says, he seems quite exhausted, actually. He says, Are you Redan? I hear you're with the Avalon Knights Arcane Association.
I am Redan.
Looks at the letter. Okay, I suppose that will do.
Close enough.
Whoa. What's this about?
Oh, he put his hand up. Jilberta wriggles away.
Hey, I still have a free hand.
Someone requires your assistance.
Shit. Jilberta. What do we do? This isn't mine. I take the note, but I'm like, fuck.
What is it? Oh God, what is it? I just got a note too. I don't have time for this. What does it say?
It's for Redan, but I'm not this Redan. I can't. This isn't mine.
She snatches it out of his hand. She says, if you won't, I will.
Is it right? Like, what are we doing? This
It
isn't.
says Avalon
If someone
Knights
needs Redan's help, they need Redan's help.
I hate it when you're right.
It says Avalon Knights Arcane Association, Penethan Wright, Keythree Tea Leaf, Redan, ? Gibu Tomps.
Yeah.
And it says, Dear members of the Avalon Knights Arcane Association, something has happened to a neighboring town of ours that is of grave importance, and we wish to call upon your services to investigate it. A few weeks ago, this humble town was attacked by its guardian silver dragon. And all of the denizens were frozen solid and killed. We wish for your cooperation in this investigation to find out how this could happen and if the silver dragon guardian can be saved.
Gilbetta cliff notes it to Regan. She's like, you know anything about a silver dragon guardian?
Oh, why? What?
Well, apparently they do. And she just cliff notes it. And where's it actually from?
It's you don't recognize the name, but the town appears to be just a little bit north of here, near the Desserin Hills, or near the Somber Hills.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to take the note from you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just give her a few minutes with Spoonie.
She
please.
says it's about this sister of hers.
And I get that it's important, but she hasn't seen Spoonie in a long time. Can we just?
Yeah, and I haven't seen my wife in a long time, and my wife is in Waterdeep with her sister, so I'm going.
That's fair, and I respect that.
If he is still holding on to her, she will cast Hold Person.
I am still trying to block the way.
So, while you guys are having this fight, the door opens up between you, and Spoonie walks out with a half-empty wine bottle in his hand. And he's like, he's just walking out. He's like, I'll see you later, Lil. I gotta go check in with Wormspit. Hey, what are you guys doing?
Ha! I guess that solves that, and I walk away.
And Gilbetta just waves at Spoonie and keeps going towards Lilith.
Can I roll a constitution to see if I'm drunk or not?
You're buzzed, but I mean, you've been drinking that hell ale for a while, so I mean, this other stuff barely even hits you anymore.
Actually, as I'm walking away, I stop in my tracks and I look at Spoonie and I'm like, I need to talk to you.
All right, but I'm like half a bottle in there, pal. You're gonna have to.
Perfect. That is exactly the state I want you in.
All right. Well, can you talk to me while I'm walking? Because you got them long legs, and I gotta go see Wormspit.
Probably. I give him the note, and then I take the note back and I read it to him.
Okay.
Now here's
Sounds
the thing.
like you guys got a job.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. We're not from here. We're a different version of us. This note isn't mine. This technically is for the Academy. Just leave it alone. Don't worry about it. This note is for you, not for me.
And like Spoonie takes a minute, holds the note, and it's difficult because Redan says weird shit all the time. Like that's his character. He says weird shit. He plays weird tricks. He does all kinds of crazy stuff, but he's like other Redan. This looks like somebody needs help. And
yes,
if
it
somebody
does.
needs help, you got to help them.
Are you giving me permission to have that?
Yeah, go help them. Do some good. This sounds right up your guys' alley.
I take the note back. Thank you, Spoonie.
No problem.
If you didn't already, spend as much time with Lilith as you can before we leave.
All right, I don't know what she's been drinking, but she's drinking me under the table these days, but I'll give it my best shot.
I pick him up and I turn him around back to the crab shack and I let him go.
I gotta talk to Wormspit. We just had a disaster in here. What are you doing?
I just walk away.
All right. So, Jabetta, I imagine you take this message to Lilith.
Yeah, in our reality, what is the status of Lilith's sister?
Dead.
Okay.
Murdered by Lilith in a furious rage.
Okay. So I just need to know so I know how Gilbetta's going to approach
Yeah, how are you going to
this.
tactfully
Yeah.
work this in?
I personally am so excited for this.
So Gilbetta walks in and is Lilith like, what's Lilith doing?
Lilith is taking the stage, getting, with the whole program of just like feeling good. It's just like, I'm guessing you said that's where people are partying? No, it's on the main.
No,
yeah,
they're
it's
out
in
in the promenade of the keep right now.
Okay, then probably she's like singing to herself, like getting
Okay.
on stage for nostalgic reasons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, you like hear her go on and just be like, when you play with fire, sometimes you get burned. It happens when you take a chance or two. But time is never wasted when you've lived and learned. And in time it all comes back to you. Old familiar faces, everyone you meet, following the ways of the land. Cobblestones and lanterns lining every street, calling me to come home again. Dancing in the moonlight, singing in the rain. Oh, it's good to be back home again. Laughing in the sunlight, running down the lane. Oh, it's good to be back home again. And she just kind of hums, just kind of getting back into it. And she's just like a little rough because she has, since the keep ran down, she hasn't sang since. So she's trying to get back in the rhythm of it all.
Gilbetta is like waiting for the set to finish, but she's waiting like at the stage, like standing there, like tapping her foot, like we have shit to do.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
We have shit to do.
Interrupt her because she's like in her own little world, just like eyes closed, singing.
And I want to be perfectly clear that part of the side effects of having old Hydra, this trident, this Gilbetta always looks damp. Like she just.
I don't have my staff of people to clean the barnacles off anymore, so I have to do it myself, and it's awful.
So what you doing?
So Gilbetta will wait between two songs.
Yeah.
And she is just gonna cast Sending.
All right.
To Lilith, even though she's right there.
Yeah.
And she's because this Gilbetta doesn't have a message, so I can't do that. She's gonna cast Sending, and be like, it's this version of your sister in Waterdeep with Sharp.
Immediately her eyes pop open. And I'm staring at Gilbetta.
And Gilbetta's just like, she's holding up a note.
I jump off the stage and walk towards Gilbetta. Let me see.
I ignore the stuff at the top.
Hi, honey Puka.
I read it irregardless, and I'm trying to hide. I'm doing the best I can to hide a smile.
How are you doing, my soggy croissant?
Stop. No, I hate that.
Oh, I can't wait to use this later.
Stop. No.
Give me more. No, I'm kidding.
And yeah, so she reads it, and it's, she's like, so I don't.
It's a sign.
I don't know what their relationship is, but I assume it's probably similar to what yours was. And I imagine Gilbetta gets like a flashback of like Lilith murdering her sister.
Okay. Lilith is going to close her eyes and think, and then once her eyes are open again, she's like, I was actually just thinking about visiting her. I was doing a lot of thinking.
Well, it
About
appears
why.
it's action time.
I couldn't figure out a real reason for me to come besides just seeing everyone. But after saving people at the keep, saving, but the cheering, I forgot that feeling, how good it felt when people thought of us as heroes.
Yeah, been a long time since anybody called us that.
I've seen so much blood, Charlotta. Every day a war in hell. Things need to change. And I think I know why I've been fighting so hard to stay alive for so long. How soon do you want to go?
First thing in the morning. I imagine it's like evening time or like afternoon.
Yeah, you guys have spent the day digging out holes and everything like that.
So what is this? First thing in the morning, we'll need to see if Richard has any plans and see what Darius is doing, I suppose. I assume the others are going to have other things happening.
Yeah.
How
are you feeling about everything since we arrived?
I am awaiting the inevitable moment that I see Sharp, and the inevitable moment that I can't walk away from her. Ever again.
Quiet.
Gilbetta says, she leans in like super close, and she says, we need to figure out how they lifted the death curse.
That would solve a lot of problems, wouldn't it?
Gilbetta just nods.
After we pick the girls up and bring them here. Bring
And
them
Gilbetta
home.
says, oh, good.
Looks like we got our first mission here.
I suppose we do, and the seems the warlocks do as well. I guess are they technically still warlocks? Not getting into that right now.
Speaking of warlocks, I'm gonna pick.
Oh, well, I was
put a
gonna
pin
say
in that.
I send a sending to Sharp,
Okay.
and it says, "Leaving. See you in the morning. I love you," and that's it. That's all it says.
All right.
I'm gonna pop one more thing and just sorry, really quick, like will
sure.
Dan be joining us? Nostalgic as it was when we first teamed up together.
It looks like he has other things to do potentially.
We'll see.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile,
I need to find Lilith before we're done.
oh no, I'm going to do that. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. Okay,
Thank you.
Radan is streaking across the courtyard just in time to see a very depressed and defeated-looking Penitent Wright coming out of the Mage Tower, held by Key3. And Guy, you are out there seeing them all as well, because I imagine you are still in the vicinity of your guardian. And Radan is waving a missive for you all.
Hey, we need to talk right now.
Oh, you're muted.
Yes. Good timing.
Why good timing? That's cryptic. Tell me more.
So in the ethereal, there are these big undead, like giant broken bodies floating in the sky, and that seems not right.
You don't know why?
Nope.
I also want to note, and I'm sure Guy notices this specifically, whenever I come out and I enter whatever that radius was, I would not say that I take damage, but I am definitely singeing in whatever that radiance is. Like there's like some slight like something coming off of me.
All right.
I have nothing coming off of me.
And it's just like a little like just...
Okay. Well, weird floating bodies, cool as that is, it's in here. I hear you. I respect you. I get what you're saying. This Radan got a note asking directly for our help. I didn't want to open it. Technically, Jobetta opened it. Spoonie gave us permission to have it with enough information to know we're not who we are. So I think we need to help.
I mean, isn't
This is
that
what we are here to do.
Yeah.
It makes me very happy to hear you say that. Pen, what do you think?
I don't think there's any point in being here any longer. I think we should go home and let them handle it.
I will tell you one thing, Pen.
Oh.
One thing piques, sparks an interest in one of your personalities. The town mentioned in the missive doesn't exist in your world.
Pen, I hear what you're saying. Can you get us home and get this other group back in the immediate?
I'm pretty sure I can't. I'm pretty sure that's Darius, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Then we need to find Darius or we need to help. It's our responsibility. If we're here in place of them, it's our obligation to help.
Would not agree more, eh?
I see your rolling eyes. What's going on? Talk to me, Pen.
And he's flipping through emotions. There is no stable state of Pen at the moment. There's flicking between like very angry, very sad, something that looks like hopeful for a second, and then it flickers back. And you've seen it happen before, but yeah, it's just a constant shift. There is no like state that he's in right now.
I'm going to take this moment to try to throw you onto my shoulders for a piggyback, like a full-on like legs over shoulders, and be like, Key 3, what do you think?
I think, take care of this thing, and we can figure out these giant bodies in the ethereal and get back and not screw up this world.
In the most observable way possible, because I know Pen can't see my eyes, I'm like, how's he?
The same.
Understood.
Now, Pen, you know what those bodies are. Whether or not you want to say it is up to you.
That completely depends on what they are.
You know that gods don't die like people die. Gods become a kind of stasis corpse that floats around the ethereal plane, and it continues to decay over thousands of years and can in fact be rekindled by the strong belief of their followers. However, parts of the ethereal are just populated with these ancient god corpses. However, there was never any in this area before.
Oh, that is information. That's something, all right. Is there any? I'll talk with you later. I will not mention this to anyone else at the moment.
Very well.
Leave it at that.
So, do you guys agree to go on this mission?
Hell yes. Yes, that's why we're supposed to be here.
I do not care anymore, so if they're going, I probably just go.
I
Alright.
am going to awaken mine to Redan, kind of in response to his asking about Pen, and just to Redan say, Pen can't be trusted around this reality's Pen's patron. Don't let him go into the ethereal by himself.
I can respond, correct?
Yes.
I respond, thank you for telling me. I will watch him. I need to know more later. Followed by buddy system.
So, these travelers. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Redan and Lilith, please have your scene before I end everything.
Thank you. Lilith, I need you for a moment.
Right. You wanted to talk before, yes?
I won't take long.
Okay.
There's something you should know. Follow me on this. It might be a little bit of jumping. Stop me if I need to. Lilith in this place used everything she had acquired, everything she built for herself, everything she ever possessed to free 20 slaves. She plans to go back and free them all, breaking their chains. This orc called you the chain breaker, something along those lines. If this Lilith would do that, you have that in you. I don't know what's going on. I won't pry. I'm here if you want to talk about it. But you and her are more similar, and I need you to remember that. If there's anything I ask, that's it.
I will grab Redan's hand and respond. You're too kind to me. I have too much blood on my hands, Redan.
I hear that.
I'm gonna make it right. For Lilith. And you don't have to feel like you need to protect me anymore.
I've never felt like I need to protect you. I want to be here. I care. Just, there's a way to come back.
I do know one way.
And you don't have to carry that alone.
She looks away. And she will go give Redan a kiss on the cheek before walking away.
No.
I almost throw up.
Ew.
Gross. Actually,
That's not the reaction you want.
it's not exactly.
It's a nervous vomit.
I was gonna say, what kind of throw up? That makes a difference.
It's not exactly what you want.
I'm gonna imagine you held that in while Lilith turned around and walked away.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
Can I feel like Jabetta wants to say something to Pin real quick.
Okay, go for it.
She's gonna. I don't know about all the stuff that just happened.
Yeah.
but she does want to go just find Pin and pull him to the side before everybody kind of splits off.
Yeah, I'll have to disengage from Radan.
Well, he's I figure this can happen while he's talking to Lilith.
Yeah.
She pulls him to the side and she tells him what they're doing. She says, we've gotten word that her sister, this version of her sister, is in Waterdeep with Sharp, and we're going to retrieve them. I don't know where this is going. I don't know what's happening. See what you can find out about how they lifted the death curse. If you can glean any information about it.
I'll do what I can. I've met with the archivist of this world. I'll see what I can do. I told you I wouldn't be the same when it was over. And I'm not.
And Gilbetta will put her hand, she'll put her hands on Pin's shoulder like this, and she'll kind of lean in really close, and she'll say, Pinathan, right. No matter which version of you are, I will always help you. She says, I'll send descending when we have any updated information. If you have any trouble, no matter what reality we're in, I will help you. And then she hugs him very tightly, and then goes back to Lilith.
Can I get a quick word with Gearstrip before we?
Absolutely. Last call.
Last call. Yeah. So as we go towards the shop, I imagine the two Chadwicks are kind of circling and sniffing each other's butts.
Yeah.
And as we get up to the door, I say, "Come along, Chadwick." Well, now hold on. He folded up into smaller than the sum of his parts. Well, take some time, figure it out. So I can dismiss that, Darius, for a moment. As he picks up the piece and starts tinkering around with it to try to figure out how it works. Mr. Gearstrip, how familiar are you with interplanar travel?
You have an inquisitive mind, much like myself. Let me show you some books we acquired. And he takes Darius to an area and he pulls open a curtain that has all of the pieces of that interdimensional laboratory and all of the books and all of the materials and artifacts that were extracted from that place before it blew up. We have a wealth of knowledge to discuss, sir.
Yes, well, I have a wealth of knowledge to share. Got a bit of experimental experience on the subject. It's a bit different than traditional interplanar travel. Are you familiar with the concept of parallel universes?
Absolute madness. I can't wait to learn more.
Yes, well, in a similar fashion, you can travel across them as one does with planes.
Really?
It requires quite a bit of arcane energy to create an intersection. One last topic. How familiar are you with the principles of resurrection?
Many ways, although technologically...
Portable hole! Figured it out! Portable holes! Inside! Sorry to interrupt you guys. That was the other Darius. He figured out how it worked.
Oh, yes. Good work, young lad. As I was saying, I've made many attempts to conquer the problem. Technologically, all I've made are horrible monsters. But as far as true resurrection, that appears to remain in the realm of clerics.
Well, we'll address that part later. And I think we can kind of fade to black on that.
All right. So Lilith and Jobetta, and Jobetta thinks it may be a good idea to take Darius along rather than to leave him on his own. To keep her too.
Always want to keep Darius like, where you at, buddy? What we doing?
Decide to head
It's
off
okay, I got the
into
gears spinning.
Waterdeep. Richard, knowing that people are going to Waterdeep and knowing that alternate Richard might be there, thinks it might be a good time to get some questions answered from alternate version of himself.
There's a bar I want to visit.
But a couple things go on. Number one, in a dark corner of the Avalon Knights Academy, as Lilith leaves with her party, the imp drops the mask, and the King of the Nine Hells smiles to himself. As the fairy king departs the forest, fairy creatures whisper to each other in the treetops. There is a new pretender to the throne. Titania and Oberon will want to hear about this. And in a manor house in Waterdeep, a wealthy lord peers through a spyglass at two women having tea in a sitting room. And then he turns to an arsenal of weapons, a truly terrifying selection of magical items, and says, "I will avenge you, my friend." And last but not least, as the warlocks set out to the first job they've had in many days, the Boros Legion Strike Squad moves through the hills ahead. This will be the perfect time to take Giputomps.
Them some famous last words, fucker.
And we're gonna end right there.
I'm positive this is the most nervous I've been at the ending of any show. Oh my god.
You leave her alone.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh God, our personal shit. Oh.
Yeah, all that Also, one final note. I said likewise at the end of that last scene.
All right.
There you go.
Likewise. Very well. Oh, we are going to have so much fun with these characters, guys. So here's how it's going to go down. We're going to do a couple episodes of the main universe characters, and then we're going to do a couple episodes of the alternate universe characters before we culminate to this big meetup of the universes later this year. So you're going to get the best of both of these storylines, and we'll be sure to notify everybody week to week what's going on. So look forward to that. I can't wait to see these things unfold. It's so exciting to get these. It's the same storylines, and the same characters, but also not. Like, it's I'm loving every bit of it. And I forgot to do this at the end of the break. We were all kerfuffled, but I'm a very lucky dungeon master, and I get to play with all these incredible people. Open it up to the floor. Please, guys, talk about some cool stuff that you're doing, starting with Key 3.
muted. I'm not muted anymore.
There we
I'm Dawn. I play Key 3. You can find me over at Roll for Initiative on YouTube. I make videos with my partner Ryan about tabletop RPGs and our other geeky interests.
Perfect. Next up is Gibber Tomps.
Yeah, I get to do a really cool thing this week. I do my own stuff over on Thursdays and Fridays over on Dirty 20 Gaming on Twitch, and you can check me out on YouTube there too. But starting this Wednesday at 4:30 in the morning, I get to play a game of Starfinder with a bunch of wonderful, marvelous, and slightly crazy Australian people. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's on Roll for Damage, Dead Aussie Gamer, and Roll for Damage crew, and some other folks that I just barely met. And I'm really looking forward to that. Starts like 36 hours from now.
Excellent. Can't wait to see it. Pen, you're playing Skyrim?
I am playing Skyrim. I just released an episode of Skyrim like last week or 2 weeks ago, and then I edited it. But I'm actually coming out, if you've heard about all the buzz of a new game that has been hitting Twitch called Hyperscape. John turned me on to it. I don't like that phrase. John got me into it, and so I've got some potential videos coming out for that. If you like Battle Royale, so you can check that out on Noctumsky at youtube.com.
Excellent. Sarah, we heard what you do with YouTube. We got that freaky episode coming out this week. Any other announcements?
I do stuff. I don't know.
You okay? You all right?
No, you broke
Good?
me. I'm dead inside.
Oh.
I edit. Hey, it me. Hero Factory. Watch it. It's funny.
Perfect.
That. Also that.
Richard, what have you got going on with Scarred Adventure?
Scarred Adventure is doing what it is doing at the moment, which is doing nothing. So I will be putting more stuff on hopefully soon. Just look forward to sporadic updates.
Very well. That'll be coming down the pipes. Lilith, you're doing art, playing games, doing other stuff. Anything else you want to let us know about?
I stream things.
You stream stuff?
Yeah, I stream art and games. I don't have a concrete schedule on it, so if you just follow me, you'll get a notification on Dipper Dog 15 when I go live, if you're interested in watching a stream of those shenanigans. And again, if you're not interested in seeing drawings on stream, I will have the finished product uploaded to my Twitter if you want to just, get straight to the point.
All right.
Yeah, come on down on the stream. I enjoy talking with you guys.
Check it all out. Okay, so again, one final thank you to all of our viewers. Stay tuned for the raid. And until next time, Council dismissed.
It's a skeleton and zombie and the ghoul and the ghast and the vampire song. Wing wong wombi, it's a skeleton and zombie and the ghoul and the ghast and the